Okay, so these are the conditions that I'm going to be shooting part of my day in. And what I'm really thinking about is this is life. You know, you'll schedule a day to shoot. Like you'll have one day to shoot, you have one day to get it right. And it'll just be rainy and horrible. And an hour ago, everything was beautiful. It was sunny. It was really, really hot. But I got a few things to show y'all, so I'm going to show y'all.
What do I love? Now, love, of course, is a broad subject and topic. And when you say what do I love, immediately things that gratify me instantly comes to mind. You think of food, you think of things that are palatable. But what I love the most as an individual is to see someone walking in their purpose, their calling, and their destiny. That gives me the greatest fulfillment. It is said that love is a commitment. And when I see a human being committed to doing something, committed to living out shyness, in that I have the ability to know who I am and what I'm about. So I always had that ability to know who I am and what I'm about. And so whenever there's a question asked, I always had a point of view. Mostly that point of view would be deep. It would be one that is thorough, properly thought through, and so it wasn't a surface point of view. And so people would ask my point of view. Even if I was shy, whenever I get the chance, I would just flow.
I'm back at home. I'm about to do some textbook reading. Probably got like 3 or 4 hours of textbook reading. And then I gotta do some posts. I'm taking online classes for TESOL, which is Teaching English to Speakers of Other Languages. And the reason why I'm doing that is because when I was younger, I decided it would be my outlet to travel. I decided that, hey, if I get a degree like that, I can stay long term in these other countries. And I have a lot of international friends, so that's kind of how it translated for me. And I want to teach them English and help them out. And I was checking what was in my pocketbook. I don't really want to show what's in my pocketbook, but there's a lot of pins in there. There's a USB flash drive, and then there's some bills and receipts and whatnot. I think everybody pretty much has that stuff. Sunglasses, and I want to talk about what makes me laugh. In general, the kind of things that make me laugh is just like things that go on in day-to-day life, and people just be acting ridiculous and immature. I'm normally laughing. Like, there's this guy at the airport where he brought this carry-on that was too big, and he was already late for his flight. And so he's there with his kids, and his kids are like 6 and 7 years old, maybe a little bit older. But they're just watching him like he's flipping out. And the more he flips out, it doesn't even help. Like, they're like, dog, we can't take this on the plane. We just can't allow you to do that. We'll check it for you. And then the guy's just like getting madder and madder, and he thinks like if he throws this tantrum and kicks things and throws things and gets into people's faces, yelling at them, just being a total jerk, that was going to change the situation. And people stayed all calm and composed, and I was just laughing so hard. And I'm like the only one laughing. And it's like a red eye. I'm it's red eye time frame. I'm on layover because I had missed my flight because I stayed at this bar drinking with this dude. It's in LA, and I was having a good time. So I think like those kind of things really make me laugh. Just talking about life.
Hey, I just remembered today I'm supposed to be interviewing this guy, Rob Ozane, and he's an Aussie. So I fell asleep on my textbook, and he ended up calling me. I'm like an hour and 15 minutes late for our interview, and he's being all cool. And I don't have VOD Burner on my computer, so I have to re-download the software. So I have to play this game, shifting here, there, and there. I always look so unprofessional, I think, when I kind of get the interviews together, because I think I have everything together and I plan everything together, and then things just fall apart.
We're going to have the outtake reel from this.
The outtake reel. Oh, it's not recording. Yeah. Oh, we don't have the software. Yeah, the outtakes are awesome. So that kind of transitions into the next section. Personal and spiritual growth that is important and how it ties into lifestyle design. I guess you have to grow a lot. Those terms are so abstract for me. Personal and spiritual growth. I mean, I hear a bunch of people talking about it all the time, but then I'm just like, yeah, but it's different for everyone, you know. People have different beliefs that they bring with them, so how can you define it in a way that fits everybody? It seems impossible, but I'm sure working as a coach, you have some commonalities, the people that you work with, some things that have to happen for people to be able to live the lives that they design and that they love. So can you share some of those things? And also some of the changes that you went through, if you went through any drastic changes. I imagine you didn't, because you kind of came out of university and you're like, yeah, I don't want to do this. So some people, it takes a couple of years of working in the corporate world to be like, oh, this is killing me. And then they make the transition, so that was pretty cool. Some of the changes that people go through spiritually, personally, to be able to do lifestyle design.
Yeah, but it's the core of personal and spiritual development is self-honesty, seeing where you're at and where you want to go. So kind of in a general perspective, the purpose for all of us is to become more of who we are, not kind of more of the image that we want to project. It's the Hollywood image, the fast cars and that kind of things, all glamorous. But in terms of what inspires us and our ability to communicate that, and you can do that on a very small scale, and you can do it on a big scale. So, life's a journey of learning to express ourselves more, and also learning what we have to express. And that's as I was saying, in my website, I knew I wanted to do it, but I started, but I wasn't quite fully expressing myself and just what I wanted to say. So I stopped. I went back.
So the questions, I'm going to type them. Well, what do you love?
It's I can't start with the easy ones then. What do I love? Traveling, being self-expressed, kind of when you meet someone that you kind of on the same wavelength, you really connect with, and it feels like you've known them forever.
Most travelers. What do you fear, or what are you afraid of?
You're afraid of the cold, being misunderstood.
I'm afraid of the cold too. I just think it's funny. Yeah.
I had very traumatic experiences, like sailing around in England when I was younger. Like you'd break the ice off the boats and then, go sailing and stuff, and you get dunked and you get very dazed and confused. So now I hate being cold.
Oh, you mean like your family would like dunk you in ice water? Is that what you're saying? Or
No,
you fall off?
This was all voluntary. Just, I did a lot of sailing when I was younger.
Ah, okay.
In England, it tends to be very cold.
Mm. Okay, so what makes you laugh?
Makes me laugh. This question sounded so simple before.
Not answering questions.
But it's like I want to say, I could say stand-up comedy, but that's kind of a little bit of a cop-out.
Yeah. Okay, so what do you find yourself laughing at, like, from day to day? That's kind of like how I had to think of it to answer the question.
So what was your answer?
Just funny things like this that go wrong, I'll just be laughing at myself like, oh gosh, get it together, woman. So that's kind of what my answer was, just things that go wrong in life, and when people spaz out that are adults and act like children, that I find that hysterical. When like adults throw temper tantrums or, just act completely inappropriate to other people on like their jobs. I was talking about this guy that was yelling at the airport because his carry-on was too large and he was late for his plane. And they're like, dude, you should have checked this bag. And he's like, I didn't have time. You're running through that. And they're like, we can't let you take this bag on the plane. And so the way he thought he would solve the problem was by yelling at them louder. And he has these two little kids with him. I'm like, good job, Dad. You set a great example for your kids. So I was just like laughing hysterically, and I was the only one that was laughing, which made it even funnier to me because everyone else was like, and I'm just laughing. So yeah, not the best.
It's the kind of the retarded things in life that when people should know better, like you say, and under normal circumstances when they're not stressed, they wouldn't do that.
What about bad food? Or, for instance, when things like that happen in the jungle, your clothes float away. Do you laugh or do you go, "Oh God, this is terrible. What have I done? Like I'm gonna be like so miserable for the next couple of hours." My natural expression is to laugh. So I don't know, like with you.
It's normally I swear very loudly first.
Yeah.
Fuck. This is ridiculous. It could only happen.
Yeah, I would have loved to been there on that trek because one, I've never been on a serious outdoor adventure. When I went through the jungles of Belize, it was on a cruise ship. We did like a stop there. And we were there for what, like 30 minutes walking through it. Like, you really can't get a real experience. Like, what was the thing where you're on that thing going through the canopy? Like, what is that called? I can't remember what it's called. But
yeah, the zip wire.
Yeah, zip wire. They had the zip wire, and then they had the short trek through the jungle. I did the short trek, and I was like, "Oh, I've had the jungle experience." But then when you were describing it, I was like, "Oh man, I've not had a wilderness adventure. I think I have." My friend from Korea just called, and I'm talking with her on Skype, and she's telling me some things, which the video's not showing. So, and hey, say hello to them. Say hello.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, she's awesome. So this is how I'm ending my day. Rob from Australia had to call my cell phone. Thank goodness for Skype having that cell phone forwarding thing, and so we were able to do the interview and everything, and he was mad cool. And so now I have to go and read my textbook and actually finish. So that's life, life happens. And I hope you got some really good stuff from Rob, and This is my life in a day.